here, you can see these are the actual gates, and we have the ladders here so the crew members can get on and off. For those poles there, these are the stems that are used to turn the wedges. And the upstream gates are closed, obviously, and keeping the water back is about 8 feet.
What were you taking a picture? I wasn't taking a picture, I was taking a movie. What? Nothing to do with you. That's what it was. It's something to do with... Oh, it's not looking at you. Oh, we're going down. Uh-oh. Going down. What do we remember about fingers, huh? Yeah.
Obviously, and keeping the water back.
So about 350 years before our canal was started, Leonardo da Vinci invented this A-frame lift lock. Pretty old technology for a new high-tech canal, right? Well, even though this technology at this point is almost 600 years old, some of you might not even understand how it works. So I'm going to put it in terms that's a little more clear. Who on board has taken a bath before? Please, everybody raise their hand for this one. All right, keep those hands up. All right, I'm going to pick on you right there. In the pink, yeah. What's your name? Angelica? Can you stand up for a second? All right, for those of you that don't know, Angelica here is a bathtub expert. She knows everything there is to know about bathtubs, correct? All right, yeah. So, Angelica, I'm going to ask, what's the first step in filling up your bathtub? What's that? Put the water in. All right, I might have exaggerated Angelica's expertise just a little bit, because right now she is forgetting a very important step, which is you got to plug the drain. So we just did that. If you all look behind us, we just closed those doors that we came through. Each of those doors weighs about 8 tons, so we have a 16-ton drain today. All right, now what's that? Well, I'm not done with you yet, Angelica. What's step number 2? Put in the water. All right, well, the secret to putting in the water lies in the metal stems on that lock door. What we do is we twist those stems, allowing the wickets down below to open and water to feed through, and as you can feel, you're leading us pretty well. It's starting to work. Now, what do you need to open any lock in the world? Key. A key. All right, well, this is a big lock, so we need a big key, right? Right. Well, I just happen to have one right here. This is called a lock key. It's quite heavy. And what we do is we take this, set it on top of those metal stems, and twist it open. So here, if y'all want to pass this around.
Hello, darling.
Other fuel on the right there, the lighter colored blonde, or a strawberry blonde. Her name is Nell. Everybody say howdy now.
Howdy, Nell.
All right, they just had some lunch, so they're going to be pulling us in just a second here.
So what's the distance for the 74 locks?
74 locks total is about 182 miles.
What's the longest distance between 2 locks?
Between 2 locks, it's probably about a good 5, 6 miles, something like that.
The shortest distance?
Probably right here, where we have about 100 feet. Alright, there we go. Looks like we will be on mule power today. So what we're going to do is hook up, and then we're going to thank everybody who sat in our volunteer bench. That's anybody on this side right here. Alright, this is what I like to call the splash zone. No, I'm kidding. Don't worry. What you folks are going to do is as soon as this line right here comes out of the water and gets nice and tight, I want everybody on this bench to yell as loud as they can, mule power. And for those of you that have never been on mule power before, I suggest you sit down and hold on. All right, because it's going to jerk us pretty fast.
Mule power.
All right. That's quite the yell bench. Wow, that's got to be the most enthusiastic group I think I've ever heard on here. You're waiting for the jolt? Well, all right, I might have exaggerated on that just a little bit. This is about our max speed today. And the reason behind that is, well, who drove here today? All right, how fast did you go? 55, depending on who in the car is telling us. All right. All right, 50. Why didn't you go 100? To make car. Otherwise, you'd be flying down that highway. Why would you get a ticket for the
kids in the car?
no kids in the car? All right. Got me saying. Got to follow the speed limit, right? Well, we have a speed limit on this canal. And why on earth would we have a speed limit on the canal? Well, first of all, does anybody want to guess how fast the speed limit is?
5 miles an hour.
5 miles an hour? That's pretty close. It's actually 4 miles an hour. We cannot go faster than that, otherwise we will get a ticket. Now, why on earth do we have a speed limit? It's a good guess right there.
The locks.
The locks?
Time for the locks.
Well, as you said, we're not worried about swerving out of control. We're not worried about hitting pedestrians. We are actually worried about that wake. What we're worried about is a wake forming on the front of our boat. If you don't know what wake is, it's a series of waves coming from the front of your boat as you go fast. As you can see, we're starting to cause a little bit of one right now, but nothing too bad. And now each wave is going to smack up against that towpath. Each one of those waves is going to take a little bit of soil with it, erosion. Eventually, we're not going to have much of a towpath anymore. So what we do is we keep our speed down, we keep our towpath there longer. Alright, what TFYA means is stop the mules. Now why don't we just say stop the mules? No fun. We get bored really easily here. Well, if we have 500 boats on this canal, if one person yells stop the mules, it's not going to be a fun time. So, what we do is we have our own little code words and everything that we yell in order to stop the boat. In this case, it's TFYA. Now, I'm not sure why we're stopping here. Alright, I see it upstream. Folks, apparently a tree is falling down upstream. So unfortunately, we're not going to make it to Cumberland. I do apologize. We're going to have to turn this boat around and start heading back the other way. Little system. Alright, well, moving on from that, then we have the kids that are old enough to start working. The young adults. Is anybody on board 5 years old? You are? What's your name? You're shy, aren't you?
His name's Max.
Max? Our lock keepers did not come out, so they weren't able to hear this horn. Now, does anybody else want to try it real quick? It's not that easy, is it? No, we actually had an employee who couldn't get it for about 9 months. So, pretty easy once you get the hang of it. So, we're back in our lock. As you can see, we stopped our boat by using friction. What we did was tie that rope around that post, and that allowed our boat to stop. So now we're going to go back.
Like all the way down here, it's kind of through that stuff. People look at that park, right bridge here. They were doing good things like this. Then in Nichols, 71 in the national park.
All right, now here's the history question. Who was president? And before anybody guesses, I have had guesses of George Washington. That's incorrect. George Bush. I think not. I had that guess on Sunday. And Bill Clinton is also another guess. All three of those are wrong, but none of those are the worst guess I've ever gotten, which was Queen Elizabeth. Never a president.
The first.
Yeah. All right, so does anybody want to take a guess? What's that? Jackson. Close. There you go. John Quincy Adams. All right, usually people don't get that. That's a really good guess. John Quincy Adams came out in couple of feet over, hit another rock. Now being the great digger he was, he moved over a couple of feet, threw a shovel in the air, and hit a root. I don't know how you missed the tree root, but he did it. Then finally, he rolled up his sleeves, took off his jacket, which most people would consider inappropriate at the time, and he finally turned the first spadeful of dirt that would be the Canal. Wrote in his diary that night that it was the first full, hard day of work for had in his life. So if anybody wants to have a John Quincy Adams full day of work, go dig about 4 scoops full of a shovel.